So we're back for our little break, and we were talking about Facebook, and we talked about LinkedIn a little bit. No, we didn't talk about LinkedIn. We talked about your profile online, privacy, and stuff like that. And now we're going to talk about Egosurfing. So almost kind of to come around full circle on that privacy stuff. What is Egosurfing, Michelle?
Egosurfing is
sorry to interrupt you, because Allison doesn't like me bringing up definitions to her.
Yeah,
so
well,
I'll let
all
you
I
answer
said
it.
was searching your name on Google, and he's got to, come up with a term about, I don't know, ego surfing. So, go ahead, Michelle. Sorry.
Name and seeing where you rank, and
Okay. So
seeing how important you are or how unimportant you are.
Are you brave enough?
So seeing where you rank, that's part of it. What does that mean? Seeing where you rank, like what are you looking for?
I'm really lucky. My last name is very unusual. So if you search Michelle LaCour, I have no competition. Knock on wood. So if you search my name, I'm in the first 10 results, I think.
Okay, so you want to be up there, and why? Or do you care? I mean, for you, having your name unique like that is, like you said, you're all the way at the top, and I just did a search, and you are indeed all the way at the top. But why is that important?
Well, I mean, it depends on what your business is. I mean, if you're just, you're just a person who doesn't have a web presence, you probably don't really care as long as you show up somewhere where people could find you.
Okay.
But if you're trying to, associate your name with a certain business or, a certain topic, then I think it's important that when those search terms are Googled, that you end up above the fold, on the computer. So.
Okay.
That's at least the way I see it. I could be totally wrong, but.
Sure. No, I agree. I actually have been Googling myself for a while. That sounds so dirty, doesn't it? I mean, it sounds dirty.
It does sound kind of bad. You're right.
Yeah. So, Allison, what's your take on Googling yourself or Egosurfing? What else did Wikipedia say about that?
Pardon?
Oh, I was just asking Allison what other terms Wikipedia calls it.
Oh, I don't know. What did you look up?
So
you looked up.
I'm pulling it up right now. It's called Egosurfing, vanity searching, ego searching, ego googling, auto googling, self googling, master googling, and Google baiting.
Google bait? Wow.
Yeah. So all those are terms that people use for that. And so, why would you do it, Allison? Why do you want to know?
Well, I think it relates to business in a real way. Like if you've had a business that you've been in business for 30 years or so, and we can't find you on the internet, I think that makes it difficult for you to, get business, obviously, from the internet because you're not there. So my whole thing would be to have a robust online presence at least on Facebook with a Facebook page, because it's really easy to create, and of course a business website. And that might be difficult for people who've been in business, who've had a brick and mortar business for 30 years to understand is, yes, you want to invest online on some great business tools so that you can get found online.
Sure. And so in our cases, I think all three of us want to be found by our names, right? So, and I just looked both of you guys up, and of course you come up at the very top. So that's good.
What about you, Oscar?
Exactly.
Your name is much more. The last name Gonzalez is very common. I mean, in terms of searching. So, how do you make sure you come up?
Yeah, it's actually been a challenge for me because, like you said, it's very popular, and I'm also competing with some celebrities in their own right. Like there's a country. I mean, there's a soccer player that I think is a country star. I mean, in his own country, he's like a superstar of soccer. So I'm never going to compete with that, right? So if you just Google Oscar Gonzalez, I may come up on the first page. It depends on your social connections sometimes.
Yeah.
But I was able to come in from like page 15 till page 1. It took me like a year and a half.
Yeah, you're on page 1.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Uh-huh.
What slot do you see me in? So.
Maybe because I've Googled you before.
No, that's fine. But do you see me?
Okay.
on what result number? Is it number 5 or something?
Third.
Okay, third is good. And what is it?
Quora.
Quora,
On
okay.
Quora and Google, Facebook.
Okay.
But you're not the fitness trainer dancer?
No.
He is a dancer. He's a secret. Shh.
No dancing.
Oh. What kind of dance?
No dancing.
Jazz.
Jazz hands? Do I need to do jazz hands?
Okay.
No.
Perfect.
There's a professor of mathematics at the very top, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But what was that website that you were talking to me about before that checks to see if you're on all these different social media platforms? Because that was really cool.
Oh, that helps you at least find your name. So there's a bunch of
Right.
them now, but this is one that's popular. Name check. And it's spelled N-A, spells name, just like name, and then CHK.com. And what it does is that you can go up and put in your username that you want to use into it, and it will check to see if it's available for you on all those different networks. So that's pretty handy. Now, it's a little bit out of date because it doesn't have some of the newer networks. So you have to find other services that do this as well, but I don't have them off the top of my head. But that's good for brands, I think. You know, if you want to keep a username that matches across all your name, then this is a good place to do it. But you know, for our first and last name, we didn't get a lot of choice in it.
Right.
But for me, it was very difficult to get up to the top, and I did it with social media. That's the part where I emphasize to people that even if they don't want to participate, they should create profiles because their name is likely still available out there, but they need to go and claim it. If I had started earlier with my name, I could probably have all my name, Oscar Gonzalez, across all the different social networks, but I didn't, so I had to create a brand for Not a Grouch to be able to compete with that. And over time, then I was able to bring Oscar Gonzalez because that's how I leave a comment on a blog, for example. So, yeah.
Cool.
So, that's Googling yourself or Egosurfing. And,
can you find too much information about yourself online? Like for security reasons, what do you want online and what do you not want online?
Well, personally or in general?
Both.
So personally, I want online all the information about the type of business that I do. So I want people to find me by my abilities, by my business, by my products, or by referrals. So if they find my testimonials, for example, I think those are very important because that's a little mini sales pitch on its own, right? I think.
Okay, yeah.
What I don't want to be found is anything, now this is of course not personal, but I don't want to find negative public records, for example. So like if I had a lawsuit against me, I don't want to find those, or I don't want people to find them. And there's ways to hide those, which is very important to part of Googling yourself, because as a business person or as a private individual, you want to make sure that your good stuff comes up and not the bad stuff. So when you Google yourself, right, you can find out what's coming up, and then you can try to bring up good stuff on top of that if you happen to have something that you don't want people to find. But as a matter of rule, I guess, or rule of thumb, you don't want to have negative stuff show up about yourself, right? That's how I see it.
Yes, that would be the ideal situation.
Right. And there's companies that do that now where you pay them a lot of money a month and they try to hide all those negative results. So, but
they just get rid of it?
Well, they can. You can't get rid of it, but they bury them underneath other good results.
Right.
So that's something that we...
How much are you paying them a month, Oscar?
Perfect.
That's good. Actually, Allison does that too.
Are you on the unlimited plan?
Yeah, unlimited with like on-call support 24/7.
Support 24-hour.
Yes. It's like, oh, picture in Vegas. We need to delete it. Right.
What happens in Vegas doesn't necessarily stay.
Exactly.
Or so I've seen.
Yeah.
I know people have phones everywhere and taking pictures, and there's no more what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, for sure. So, anyway,
I wouldn't know.
that's kind of all the topics we had to talk about. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
It's
No,
a
but you
wrap.
know what would be a really good topic at some point is Google Voice. I think that'd be a really good topic.
Oh, Google Voice. Why don't we put it in our notes for next time?
And also your mug. We talked about talking about what's on your mug.
My mug?
No, the Dashter mug.
Dashter. Maybe we can get Dave Cole to come in and talk to us.
Maybe. Maybe we'll try it for next time, but let's do a quick announcement about Dashter for them. So,
Okay.
Dashter, do you guys know what Dashter is? Have you guys seen any blog posts with Dashter?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a demo one time, but why don't you tell us exactly how it works?
Actually,
a preview, a teaser.
I wish I could give you guys a teaser, but I don't have it yet. I noticed that I'm actually on the front page. My picture is on there as one of the marketing pictures, which is cool. But basically, what I understand Dashter does is this: Dashter takes your interest in Twitter and allows you to search for that within the WordPress database. Not within the WordPress database, within the WordPress dashboard. And so it will pull up tweets and Twitter users related to what you're interested within a blog post. So you can quote them or reference to them in your blog post and make a really, really good curation post, for example. So if you're following a conversation with a hashtag, you can look for that and then bring in the commentary that you want to use to build up your blog post. Very good way to recap meetings or Twitter chats, I guess. So that's what I understand from it. It looks really, really cool, but it's a little bit pricey. So I don't know.
I'll have to take the tour online.
Yes, I was just showing the tour a little bit to our audience here, so you guys will see it on the video. But it is, I believe, $95. And if you dig around the internet and some of the social media circles, you'll find a coupon, I think for $25 off. So look for that. That's Dashter, and it's pretty cool. Maybe we'll get Dave Cole to come in and do a little interview with us.
Awesome.
Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining in again. Michelle, thank you for being our first guest.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Our guinea pig.
Yes. And so this is the first time we do this video with Google Hangouts. So hopefully it will work for when we want to do more than one-on-one. And thanks for watching. If anybody wants to participate, come in as a guest, please get a hold of me on Twitter.
It's 12 hours.
Or Facebook or LinkedIn. Any of those. I'm everywhere.
He is everywhere.
And we'll be happy to talk to you. So
cool. Thanks, Oscar and Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.